Hello, everybody. I'm doing another vodcast. This one is StructuralMike versus Amarith in week 2 of the Glitch Mentor tournament. They will be racing overall Glitch's Assured Sword, and I'm joined by Twin. How are you doing?
I'm doing great tonight, Elmo. I hope you're doing well.
I am. Happy to have gotten to vodcast 3 of these so far. It's always good to put the runners on showcase.
It's good to be able to see these, yeah.
Yeah, so I will be beginning this stream shortly. Do you want to explain kind of what's going on here?
So overall, this is what it is these runners are new to the glitched categories. So they're paired up with somebody who has more experience, and they're helping them with routing, making sure that they're doing the glitches correctly. And it's just a learning tournament. It's been super fun so far. This is only week 2. I'm sure it's just going to get more fun, especially since next week we start with no assured swords. So swords are out there. We just don't get to start with one. We'll always start with boots, though, which is fabulous because, as you'll see, many of our clips, if not all of our clips, require boots.
Yeah, many of them definitely you want boots for. All the clips logically require either boots or mirror. And then there's a few sequence breaks you can do without the boots, but they're very slow, and they're not entry-level glitches, so we don't include them in the Mentor tournament.
Amarith got that fake flipper out of Hobo really easily. I have got that like exactly one time, and it was just an accident.
Yeah, she is quite the experienced rando player, and playing in the league for, I think, most of its life. Mike as well. Nowadays, Mike is known for the experimental modes that he's been putting together with his mentor beer. Amarith showing off some new tech as well, the swim clip to ice rod caves. Diagonals are janky enough on land. They're even jankier on water, so you can just swim through land. She seems to be having a little bit of trouble getting momentum here, though. It's kind of tricky. You have to let go of your D-pad and let the momentum happen and then repress it to go fast. But she is rewarded with a sword.
Very nice. Ice Rod check is almost always on the list, so I don't expect Mike to be missing that. But that's a great early find.
Yeah, one thing that she's already using it just for the beams to survive the treacherous South Shore area. Mike is taking an alternative route up the mountain. This is the same way that people go from below, but without screen wrapping. You can actually, if you were wondering what the backup looks like, it's that.
Okay, it's nice to, I kind of knew the area that we were doing it with the screen wrap version, but I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, it's identical to Bumper Ledge Clip, plus the backup that you use when you miss a step in the DMA Death Mountain Ascent. Amarith hopping out of water, which is a little risky here because if there's something on the ledge, she can't get it, but it's nothing, so she gets bailed out. Mike already up the mountain with 420 rupees. Nice.
Very nice. Too bad old man had to go and ruin it.
Oh, Mike almost clipped on the wrong slope. That slope will hard lock you if you do it wrong, so yeah, it's good. Either Beer told him not to or he came to his senses. You never want to clip on that slope that Mike almost clipped on. It's bad news. Graveyard Ledge is often an early source of bombs for players in glitch modes. Amarith doesn't need bombs. She just has swimming. She can get a lot of places with that.
Looks like she's swimming to, is this back of escape?
Yep. If the glove shows up, this is a bit of a time loss, but if she finds something here and the glove doesn't show up, it's a pretty rare enough play that you can expect that your opponent probably didn't go here and assume that you have at least some kind of advantage. I like Mike. I don't think he meant to read those signs. There's only one sign worth reading in this game, and it's on the land bridge out of bounds on Death Mountain, which has all of our glitch tournament winners on it. Well, okay, most of our glitch tournament winners.
It's checks that's missing, right?
Yeah, they haven't updated the rando in a while.
All right, so early mushroom turn-in was nothing. Looks like back of escape wasn't anything. And we're getting a out of logic dark cross check?
That must be what it is. If Amarith dropped down to escape, found a key, and maybe a map? If you don't find a map, you might want to put this off, but if you find both the key and the map, you know this is an item, and if you are comfortable getting key wrap from this direction, which shouldn't be too bad with beams, you can get the item a little quicker.
Did Mike get swamp, or did they skip it?
Good question. I didn't catch the dam. That takes a while. I feel like we would have seen it. I think if you didn't see it, then it didn't happen. It's really not.
I like that way of thinking.
It's really not a quick check. Like you would have seen it. It could be that he's planning to do the waterfall or the ice rod swim that Amarith did later on from Hobo. And just will go left out of here into the dam. No? We're not. We're just blind.
Unless... Yeah, I don't know. When are you gonna route that in? I mean, you're gonna probably end up going there for swamp anyway, but that's 2 early checks. But I don't know. We'll find out.
Swamp requires so much in this mode that would be a heck of a gamble to skip out on. I've seen a lot of seeds in this tournament where swamp item was your go mode. A lot of mirror go modes, a lot of flipper go modes. Amarith is kind of finding her feet here, but actually gets the clip. So that's good. There's a lot of clips where you have to move with, how do I say it? You have to move with confidence. And they will fail if you don't. Apparently that one's not one of them. You can actually just find where you need to be and take your time.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of them, you can take a little bit of time, but a lot of those, the screen wrap ones, I just try to do as fast as possible. And there is, yeah, like you said, a couple of them will actually like soft lock you or hard lock you if you don't move with confidence.
Yeah, a lot of them will also hard lock or soft lock you if you get lost, and it's really easy to get lost in a screen wrap situation. The rule of thumb is if you get lost, just save and quit. It's not worth it. Even if you don't hard lock, the time you spend finding your feet again is going to probably cost you more than just going back to where you were from somewhere you know. Amarith is showing us the intended clip to King's Tomb. I call it intended because a lot of people have been using the hookshot Tomb Raider tech lately, but you don't always get a hookshot.
So, is Mike going to be heading... He's already been up Death Mountain, so this has got to be a CAC play?
Yeah, what a gamble. Imagine doing CAC at the 7-minute mark.
I would have probably hit it before now, so...
Yeah, 7 minutes is actually like a pretty reasonable... I would say you're not doing it first, but you're not doing it like too late either. A lot of people like to put it off really late and get screwed over by an early moon pearl.
Yeah, I can see that.
But the reason, the reason people put it off is because they want to have more items when they come here. Like bottle and glove and fire swords for desert.
That makes sense. Looks like Hera is one of our crystals, so... And with Master Sword, makes Moldorm a little bit nicer.
Yeah, Master Sword is definitely a big step up. You don't have to encounter the Enrage phase. Fighter Sword 3-Heart Moldorm is the big Overall Glitches meme. Or Overall Glitches Assured meme specifically, because you almost always have access to it from the very start, and it's tempting to overextend yourself going up there if you're not experienced in the NMG fight. Not that you would know about not being experienced at the NMG fight.
I still fail it so many times.
Oh, we all do.
Mike found a bottle in Wells, so he'll be able to knock out almost all of the checks here in CAC. There will be a couple that he'll have to leave behind, such as Magic Bat. But that one, if you find the mirror, you can pair that with Smith Chain if need be or something.
Smith Chain is always one of those checks that you never expect to do in the seed until you suddenly feeling desperate. You know a seed is going badly when Smith Chain starts looking good. Amarith has fallen to Moldorm and died to a fire. I don't think it's worth coming back up. I think she found both items. She definitely found one upstairs.
There was one. The bombs were in the basement cage.
Okay.
So
absolutely zero reason to do this refight now. You come back with the hook shot and do it faster.
Probably with a better weapon.
Better weapon and hook shot. Easily going to save time over going back up now. You enter Hera so many times in this mode, it's not like no glitches where you have to climb the mountain every time. Doesn't look like there's a lot going on in Kakariko for Mike.
Yeah, no. The seed has been pretty stingy so far, to be honest. I mean, yeah, we've got a sword and a bottle and cape, but that's like it.
Sword and a bottle would be nice and no logic, but it's not really useful here.
Maybe East Death will have something.
Mike has done the thing that
Did
normally
he dash all the way off, or
he got a bad input and dashed sideways. So he's just going to do the checks in reverse, which is fine. It's only mildly inefficient.
Yeah, it's a little inefficient, but you can get back up there.
Oh, or you just don't.
He's just gonna save and quit. Okay.
He says, I don't have the items for desert. I'm just going to come back in with fire. Maybe Beer said, you should just save and quit out of Agina because walking out is slow. Might as well come back later. Mike hasn't been up the mountain yet. But we haven't seen the 7 items in Paradox Cave for Amarith yet, so this could have yielded something.
I sure hope it does, because they're running out of checks in the light world here. Now, there are some bunny things that could be in Logic. Super Bunny Cave's not even in Logic yet.
No, yeah, we're actually so sparse on items that even the Dark World checks are out of Logic. Would you believe it? The Master Sword cape kind of makes me suspicious of the very rare, technically Aga required Moon Pearl on Pyramid Ledge. Which you can just not do. You can just fake fluke there or something. There's even a bunny clip you can do that gets you there if you don't have a bottle. If I were the mentor in that situation, I'd be frantically pulling up guides.
Oh, yeah.
And learning it myself.
Yeah. Amarith found Tempered.
All right, cool. We're stronger. We still can't go anywhere.
Did she forget to check Floating Island?
She's going back up, so she might do Floating Island and to hope that there's money for Zora, because she orphaned it earlier doing the Ice Rod swim. I don't think that fairy is worth it.
No, you're going to take much more damage, more likely.
So she might be one of those who's more comfortable going up the left side here. You can teleport on both ends. But the actual clip back in, some people swear that's easier from this side. I find them identical, so I don't know what people are talking about. Oh, Mike's getting bullied too.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I find this frustrating. The Dead Rocks and the Tektites harassing you the whole time. If you go on the other side, there's no enemies. As long as you take care of the Dead Rocks on the way up. Very unlikely to bother you. Well, the other thing is, yeah, so Amarith may have known about this $50 that will put her over the edge for Zora. So this is actually a high value play for her. It's a check that she can do now at Zora, which is something Mike will almost certainly skip. Unless he starts on the clouds like you can.
So we haven't seen Saha. We can dip Eastern, and we can dip Desert.
Friend of Escape?
front of escape. That's also another choice.
But you're right. These are some pretty dwindling options here.
I mean, they're just not really what you want to do. You're looking for density, and I guess the Eastern Saha might be your densest option.
Yeah. Isn't somebody on a team called the Eastern Skippers or something in League? I don't think it's one of these runners, but
It's not one of these runners, I don't think. I know Shady Forces is part of that team, but yeah, there is a team called the Eastern Skippers. So
I want to say Amarith
Yeah.
has something about Pendant Pod, some kind of meme, but that's not the same as Eastern.
Is it Never Skip Pendant Pod?
I
hear
believe
that one a lot.
I believe in Pendant Pod or something. I don't remember if that's Amarith's emote or someone else's. But we're not there yet. We don't even know that Pod's a pendant, and this is not HMG, so we can't do Pod. I can't believe the only Y item is the mushroom for Amarith. She will turn in and run out of Y items and only have the bombs. She could completely empty her inventory right now if she wanted to.
Yeah, this is such a sparse start. Yeah, it looks like she's going to turn in that mushroom. This would be a great time to clip down and go to Eastern.
Did we see Mike do the dam? Like, is this still up in the air?
I think the dam is still up in the air. I think
Mike will do it on the way back to Desert. Is that why he just saved and quit out of Agina?
Maybe.
Because he thought, oh, I got to do the dam still.
maybe.
No, Amarith is thinking everything's in CAC, right?
Amarith. No, she's going to Skull or Lost Woods. Did she not do these checks?
She must have gone straight up the mountain from Bonk Rocks. I think it's faster to do the woods if you're also going to check Lumberjack, but I don't even think she did that. You can skip Lumberjack if you want. It's a bit of a gamble, but you just skip it and hope. All right, here are some new checks for Mike. The escape.
Well, new checks in general. We haven't. I don't think Amarith has done, I don't think she's done the dam or Mini Moldorm Cave. Has she? Because she did the swim clip to Ice Rod.
She has not done any of that, no. It feels like Mike has done so much more. He found a glove somewhere, according to his tracker. Was that here in the Uncle?
It had to have been in the Uncle Passage, because I don't think they had it coming into it.
The cool thing about glove is it does absolutely nothing, because we've already seen the back of Escape. It does Checkerboard Cave, which is good for Mike because he actually hasn't done all of the desert yet. But other than that, it's just kind of sitting there waiting to be used later on.
Yeah,
oh,
Bunny
look.
can't get it. Another bottle.
Another bottle. This is one of those, if this is no logic, you'd be squirming. You'd be like, oh god, am I going to be in like 2 bottles and 3 swords go mode? Find a fire source and beat the game. But bottle doesn't do anything. We've already checked Sick Kid. Amarith will not be able to check checkerboard, so if that is the answer, then it's actually a little bit of an advantage to Mike for having soft locked earlier.
And there's the flute.
Yeah.
This early, I would definitely get that.
If I were
activated.
Mike, I'd be going to Kakariko to activate it, fluting to the dam and checking that, and then doing the rest of Desert.
That sounds like a really good route to me.
Mike being very careful to save that guard for death warping. And the Moon Pearl is just sitting here in Zelda's cell. No spicy meatball today.
Well, that opens up a whole lot for
Yep,
Mike.
that's the Dark World. We went from nothing to nothing in the Moon Pearl in the whole world. The question is, where do you go? You don't have any direction. None of the other items we have point to dungeons. It's just, you have a moon pearl, you can go places. This is not King's Tomb, Mike. You have to fish it. Oh, you've all done it. Everybody has done that who has played enough randomizer.
Yeah, how many more Light World checks do you think Mike is going to do before he starts dipping Dark World?
I mean, if I were him, I would at least activate the flute and do dam. But I could see just starting the Dark World loop, actually maybe from the dam, going up and doing the bomb clip out of the portal. Starting at Hype Cave. I like to start at Hype Cave if I have no direction. Because Hype Cave will give you a bunch of items and a bunch of time to think about what to do. It doesn't put you in a position where you're deciding whether you need to go into a dungeon or not for a while.
Yeah, and it's a nice, quick 5 checks that Hype Cave is.
Oh, alright. Big desert play for Amarith. What is this going to be? Or is it going to be nothing? It's going to be nothing. Everything's going to be in Turtle Rock or something.
Everything except for the Moon Pearl. The Moon Pearl was still in a gross spot, to be honest.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the worst spot, but
it was fine because you're not really tempted to go anywhere else. It's not something that like people who like to skip the escape are going to miss out on very often because eventually they're just going to do the escape. Where else are they going to do? They're not going to do Eastern. Eastern's worse.
well, okay, he's done the flute. Okay, he's fluting.
2-1. I mean, maybe he did do the dam. So he's just going to start his Dark World right here? Or he hasn't done this yet. So we saw Amarith do Kingston, but we didn't see Mike. Mike actually got a diagonal single frame input instead of a cardinal, and that put him in a bad position to do the dash off. That is not actually a soft lock, but effectively the same thing. Oh, here we go, the dam.
Thank you for giving us new checks.
Thank you for actually checking the dam. I was getting worried. I mean, this is genius, right? He found the flute. I still think it was probably faster to do the dam with Moldorm Cave than to do it with the flute.
Well, Desert hasn't shown anything yet.
There's still K45. I think Mike skipped that. I think he went straight into Aegina's cave and save and quit.
Yep, he did.
And then there's Checker, but Checker is Amarith can't do that yet because she hasn't been to the escape.
Looks like Mike is gonna go up and clean up. No, never mind. They're not going. They're gonna do East Death Mountain. No, he's already done East Death. Where is he going?
He's going to the Dark World. You might go for the hovers in Mini Moldorm Cave. Or in Hookshot Cave, actually.
K45 was Blue Mail. I mean, it's sort of something. Oh!
Oh!
He got clipped out by the fire.
He learned how to collision kick himself back in bounds. That is such a glitch runner skill. Amazing. I can't believe he got an accidental overworld glitch in an overworld glitches seed. That is amazing. I've never seen a Lionel lottery like that before.
Alright, so we have Pod, Thievestown, and Meyer as our pendants tonight.
Yeah, what did I say about Pendant Pod? Believe in Pendant Pod. I still don't quite understand why it feels like Amarith is so far behind. But I do recognize that Mike orphaned a ton of stuff at Desert. And hasn't done... I believe he hasn't actually done the waterfall yet, which didn't amount to anything, but... But he must have, because he got the sword. But I think I saw him actually, like, running backwards. Oh, yeah, no. Then I saw him turn around and do it. Yeah, it's hard to know. Alright, here's the...
Pod? No?
This might be Pod, but he might not know the other clip. There's 2 clips to Pod. One of them is at the witch hut, and one of them is in that little Octorok pit. Oh, he's just walking. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. So he just doesn't want to do Pod. That's fine. It's pendant and no bow, no lamp, no hammer. It's kind of bad actually. I wouldn't do Pod either. But no pyramid either. So either he doesn't know it or he just got told by Homemade Beer, I'll teach you it right now. So let's go up here and learn it. Ah, he seems to already know it. The thing with this, though, is you might be tempted to do the pyramid check first, but you can actually do the pyramid check on the way. If you do this correctly and don't mess up your camera, you can get a sight on it on the way to the fairy crack.
Okay, so it looks like Amarith is about to get... Did she... Yeah, she got the glove. Sorry, their trackers are in different spots, so...
Yeah, they're using different trackers. We got like a Dunka tracker on one side and some kind of emo on the other.
And it looks like she is doing front of escape, so she'll get her moon pearl here. All right, Mike, where are we going now?
Mike can clip out here and get a fake flipper. And then clip out to Hype Cave. I don't know if I've taught you this yet, but you can get out of the water here. And I think he might be learning this on the fly, given what the movements he's showing on the screen.
Yeah, I haven't seen this one, so... Is it almost like a reverse river fought?
It's like hammer pegs. You just it is if it does get you to that side. You just hold diagonal. He got like a weird little snap there. He'll be okay though. You just hold diagonal up left coming out of there, just like you would at hammer pegs, and it'll put you in the land again. Ice rod, alright, it's good, but it's not... It's one of those not yet items. You need it, but it doesn't do anything until you find fire rod and cane. Hammer, though, that does something.
Hammer's nice. That opens up all of these town. And Pod.
Cool. Pendant dungeons.
Hooray!
I love pendant dungeons. We might actually see all of Thieves Town, because going into Thieves Town just to do the front 4 without the mirror is a trap. You don't have a good way out. When death warping is kind of forbidden in this category, if you're in the dark world, you'll just get kicked back into the light world when it happens. Because the game thinks you haven't defeated Agate yet, you shouldn't be in the dark world when you die.
Why aren't we doing dig game?
Why aren't we doing dig game first? We did Stumpy. I think it doesn't actually matter what you do first. It might even be optimal to do it this way. Because you do this and then you have to clip back out at the exact spot that you were at. Dig game might be faster, but it's not that much faster.
I mean, I guess we could see what thing we need.
Yeah, medallion for Pendant Mire. Let's never see it.
Let's never go there.
Amarith is taking a different route through the Dark World. She is deciding whether she wants to go to GT or not. I wouldn't go to GT. Maybe she's just getting some instruction. This Deathbound Descent is one of the first things you learn, though, so this is probably not something she needs instruction for.
This will probably be...
Oh, don't go this way, Amarith. This is a trap. Oh, the mirror.
Where else can Mike go?
He can go up. You go up twice. 2 up teleports. Yeah.
Right.
And Amarith finds a mirror on the way down. That's actually really good. Mike is the one who really needed the mirror, though, because he hasn't done a whole bunch of stuff in that area. And it would have been nice to be able to do that. But Amarith can now do Checkerboard Cave. It won't be nearly as orphaned as it might have been.
Let's see. I'm like, Mike could get into hammer pegs, but then couldn't get back out. Oh, yeah, I can. Never mind.
No, you can actually swim clip out if you know what you're doing, but I think most people don't think about that. Or they don't know the swim clip in that direction. Yeah, this is just a pop in and pop out and do hammer peg situation for him now. Probably won't be picking up the smith because once you pick up the smith, you're kind of obligated to continue doing it. Smith won't follow you into certain places like dungeons. And you'll be stuck with them until you turn him in.
And we're seeing the front of Skull Woods from Amarith.
Yeah. One person who might do the smith is Amarith, because she has the mirror coming down here and she'll get the hammer. Or she won't have the hammer. But she might...
No,
yeah, she won't have the hammer yet, but she'll have the mitts. Which is fine. Mike, you don't need that. I haven't been paying attention to the item counts here. Judging by the lack of keys, I think 1 key was found. Definitely a compass, and maybe an item. Or a map. But it wasn't more than 1 key. Mike is going for the Pendant Thieves play, just like predicted. Oh, we'll just mirror out. Nope, we don't have a mirror. Amarith can mirror out, which means she might skip whatever's in the back. Oh, he took an intentional hit here. I hope he understands what that means.
Yeah. There's no way to fix that fake Dark World.
Well, actually there is. That is to go back to the Dark World using the Mitts portal.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's actually not too bad. It's pretty quick. It's practically on the way to Skullwoods. He can finish out his Dark World checks here. He even messed up. Okay, he did not understand. Oh, he's doing Magic Bat! He did understand. Excellent. That was very on purpose.
Right. There we go.
I didn't even notice he had the powder. I saw him walking in there with the hammer out, and I'm like, oh, he's going to be disappointed.
I want to say powder was in Pyramid Fairy, but it might have been Hype Cave.
Pyramid Fairy is an interesting one. It's not anymore because it's not really logical, but it was in logic with the mirror, but not necessarily with what Mike has. Ice Palace is crystal, a red crystal, so if you did something like find the fire rod there, you can maybe make assumptions about where... I'm not sure. Where the mirror is.
So, Mike is stumbling into a couple of little happy accidents. Because he put off these checks, he now has the glove to check checkerboard and the book to check bombos. And so he can completely clean up desert.
He can get 2 meals in a row. He got 2 meals in a row.
And now we have little Chef Mario.
That is very cute. He like almost matches Hornet on Amarith's side now. With the like pale hat.
Yeah. I know he's not meant to be a tiny chef, but it looks like a little chef's hat.
I mean, what do you think he's doing with those fire flowers? He's cooking. Cooking Koopas. Koopa in the half shell.
Okay.
So here's the consequence, though, is that Mike does have to come back to get that mirror at some point. It is easy to come back with the flute and mitts, though. There isn't really that much need to do glitches anymore. They'll still do them to save time, but most of the stuff that you need to do glitches, or to not have to do glitches, has been found.
I find that as the seed goes on longer and longer, I'm willing to do less and less glitches because my brain starts to get really tired and I just want things to be done. Does that make sense?
Oh, of course. Yeah, here we go with the Smith check, which makes sense when you have the mirror in the midst. Amarith could get hammer pegs in the backswing from Hype Cave into Pyramid into hammer pegs using the swim. Or she could just flute back to 6. Or flute back to... I'm saying the wrong things. Flute back to 3. Not sure which one would be faster. Alright, how far are we bringing this? That almost looked like she was asking the same question. Do I do purple chest? Yes, do purple chest. But you carry it to the Kakariko screen so that you can get back into your portal more easily. And then you do it. Or you just run.
Yeah, you can also grab Stumpy on the way out if she hasn't already done that.
Yeah, so she's just not doing thieves down then. Which makes sense. I wonder if Adalor's going to teach her how to do the clip that shortcuts purple chest turn in. Or if she already knows it. But not a lot of people know it, because you don't do purple chest that often.
Yeah, I didn't know there was one.
Oh! Have we seen Zaha's Closet yet?
Nope. These are new checks.
Wow. We did not shortcut the purple chest, which makes me a little sad. Fire rod's here!
Oh, that's so nice.
It was just sitting in the Zaha's Closet the whole time. It's gonna feel good for Mike, because he's going to rush Skullwoods and find the mirror. Amarith will have to double dip it. But double dipping Skullwoods is no big deal when you could just teleport there practically.
Is he gonna check Bumper Ledge though? Or is he gonna go straight into Skullwoods?
I think you do Skullwoods back to front so that you can exit. Doesn't look like that's what he's doing though. It's what I would do. He will have the advantage of being able to check Ped though if he has this mirror on the way in. Oh, another happy accident for Mike.
Yeah. I don't know. With this seed, I'd definitely be at least looking at Ped. Just because it's... Oh, is he not going to glitch? Okay, I'm like, is he not going to glitch up there? But
He could have done it. I wonder if he was automatically going for it. Like, oh yeah, I have the cape. Of course I can get this.
Yeah, he might have just been in standard rando mode there.
Amarith has... Okay, I think I might have taught Adelor this clip. Because I have... Adelor was in the mentor tournament 2 years ago. The glitch mentor tournament. And I like to use this route a lot. He's on the wrong slope, though. Or she, rather. Adelor's not the one playing. Yeah, this gets you into Mire from the dam. Fixing the rain for us. Thanks, my bitrate thanks you. Are we really not doing back to front? Maybe
okay, so we... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, we need, on Mike's side, we need the bow, and we need hook shot, flippers, and lantern.
Cane of Samaria?
Holy cow, we still need a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we're only 40 minutes in. I wouldn't worry too much.
Yeah. It just... I don't know, it just seems like it's been so sparse that it seems longer.
Yeah, we were getting about the normal amount of progression now. It's just that we spent the first 20 minutes getting nothing that inflates it quite a bit. Here's Amarith doing the bomb clip out, which is interesting. She didn't get the hype cave. She went straight to Mire from Purple Chest to end the route at Mire Shed with the intention of going back here to finish up the route. It's an interesting way to do it. A little unfortunate that the hammer was here, so like it's a thing that you wanted to get into this portal, not have to do this clip. Especially when you get bullied.
That darn bomber.
Oh, you gotta be careful dashing off of this at Amarith. Okay, good. If you stay on grid there and just dash off, you'll get a screen wrap and can hardlock your game.
There are some scary glitches.
That's a... Okay, Ice Rod and Hammer for Amarith. Back of Skull. New checks for Mike. So what does Amarith need to do to get back on track here? Is it really just get the Fire Rod? Because it seems like she has everything else.
Yeah, pretty much. She can skip Magic Bat. I mean, we know that. Where was the book again?
Oh, that was a nice moth fight. I don't know. Might have been Thieves. Because that's a place that Mike went.
Are we going to get a GT check with this hammer? Or something else?
Pyramid Fairy, maybe. Spike Cave? Okay. Makes sense. So Spike Cave would be something you do into GT, although you can do it into Pyramid Fairy. I don't think we've seen Amarith do that. None of these things is Saha's Closet, but if we get a bow in GT, Saha's Closet will be a little closer.
Yeah, that would incentivize Amarith to go there for sure.
Oh, Mike. Mike didn't count his keys. Did he check Ped? Is he doing it now?
I think there... No?
No?
Nope.
No respect for the pedestal, huh? Alright. It's bold. Don't have the items for Mire yet, so it's not too pressing. But that was
can't even get into Mire.
Yeah, that was the time to do it. Desert. Using the fire source.
That makes sense.
Amarith going back to the castle, so she had set up a mirror portal that's screen wrapped. and landed a little bit off of where it looked like she was. It turns out it's at the castle and you can enter it. This is the intended way to get into Pyramid Fairy without the red crystals and overall glitches. And that's where the powder was. And the book. Okay, so both of those fetch quests were there.
Neither one pays off, so...
We see an ether. The ether tablet, that is.
Yeah, it's arrows. Mike did that.
Could still pay off for Amarith if she checks the pedestal.
It's true. It's true. We could still get a pet check. And
Oh.
that could be the changing tide.
She got Hammer out. Makes me think Hammer Pigs is next. Although Pod and Eastern together would have at least landed that Fire Rod. I don't know if that would actually be good because of the fact that you're doing both of those without the bow. You can pretty much just boots clip in like almost any part of the slope and be okay with the fake flipper. But the easy setup is to do the spin speed and use that bush to line up. Puts you right on the corner. Both of them are getting a little bit indecisive after clipping in there. Not sure where they were supposed to go.
Oh, we're gonna get ice.
Oh,
Here
yeah.
from Mike.
Makes sense. It's a crystal.
And it's fully clearable. No, where are we going, Mike?
Have we not done Hobo yet? This is why Mike seems so ahead of Amarith. He just didn't do a whole bunch of Sphere 1 checks. He's cleaning them up now, and that's going to pay back some of the time he gained, skipping them earlier.
Nice combo of hammer pegs and magic bat.
We're not doing Ice Palace? No way.
Look, just because you have to do the Ice Palace bomb jump because you don't have Red Cane doesn't mean that it's a bad choice.
Maybe he feels behind for missing Fire Rod that long. And is kind of avoiding checking it. Because this sure looks like a GT play to me.
Yeah, it's a GT play.
Amarith is doing a camera correction up here. That makes me think she's going to do Ether Tablet. She didn't do Ether Tablet. Just, I guess, Death Mountain then. If she does go into Pod after all this, saying, like, I haven't found anything yet. Go into Pod, mirror, and get the Fire Rod. Question is, does she continue? Or does she just leave and do something else? Because the Fire Rod does a lot.
So, how many checks are logically gettable on Mike's side versus how many can he actually get?
Oh, just in GT. I thought you were asking about the whole game. I was like,
I'm sorry, just in GT.
Don't ask me questions like that. This is bomb jump. That is insane. I've never seen that before in my life. He actually just rail clipped a pot. He just hammer yumped north. What the heck is that? Oh look, Pendant Mire Quake.
Hooray!
So you're asking what's in logic for him. Just the three in the front plus this one that he's going to right now behind this door. I didn't really look at where the keys were. And this one does require a few keys. But everything beyond this is out of logic. Okay, I kind of miss where Amarith was going. Because Mike was doing the most insane bomb jump I've ever seen in my life. But she did check the tablet.
I think she may have gotten stuck on the climb.
Oh, that's right. She got one of those up inputs that puts you down in glitch jail. She almost looks like she's trying for the upright snap that puts you on the mirror wrap pixel. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to mirror wrap. But she is, because apparently sequence breaking stuff is the new hotness in this race. Everybody here is suddenly out of logic.
The mirror wrap is fun to do. I mean...
It is fun to do. And I think maybe what people are thinking is they want the bow. And the bow can be here, like even if there's another bow locked behind that's, available. It could also just be that the cane's an Eastern. So doing these density checks that could turn up a bow, maybe it doesn't matter that they're out of logic if you find what you need.
We're gonna get an Ice Armos fight with no bow.
We have beams. Beams are good. Beams are like the third best weapon for Armos.
What does it go? Bow, blue cane, beams?
Yeah, that's my opinion. I can't really think of anything better than either of those. It's why Master Sword is like simultaneously the worst weapon and also like the second best.
Beams are bad unless they're good.
Very true. The beams do the same damage as the Tempered Sword. Mike could have spammed it, but now he has to wait.
I hope he remembers to check the big chest.
Shovel. Yes.
And we have 2 of our 3 medallions. I know Turtle Rock doesn't necessarily require...
Well, not only that, but Mike's tracker says it's Quake. So, beyond this, we don't really care about medallions, except that they might give Amarith access to Ice Palace before the Fire Rod.
That would be bad.
It would be bad unless there's a bow and ice. Then it would be pretty sweet. Nothing turned up for Mike except for this fetch. I think he wants to refill his magic.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what he wants to do with it. He's not going to clown into Mire, is he? Surely at that point you just do ice. I guess that's what he's doing, is he needs magic to get into ice. Nice guard.
Those push guards scare me every time. Yeah, that's the second ice play.
Did we see Mike do Hookshot Cave?
Just the bonkable one.
Okay.
They did not hover.
We'll see about Amarith. Usually, you know someone's going to hover when they beam that second Bari. Or when they bonk back here. Yeah, she's going to go for it. Alright, let's continue to just meme out of logic until somebody finds a bow. It's really easy to lose a ton of time going for these hovers, though. Even if you can get them, they're still slow. This is why I wouldn't necessarily worry about your opponent being able to hover.
How many tries do you give it before you just go somewhere else?
3.
Okay. Looks like it's 3. That just reminds me of the old Tootsie Pop commercials.
Oh yeah, how many bites?
How many licks to the center of the Tootsie Pop?
How many A presses? Alright, is this going to be the mirror outside of Pod to get to... Oh, that was an unfortunate throw. Oh, Everything times so poorly when you miss that. Really hard to recover from it. But yeah, Mike has swallowed his pride and gone into caneless ice. Amarith believes in Pendant Pod. Hopefully he also believes in mirroring to Sahasrah's closet to get the fire rod. That rhymed. See?
Fire rod puts the basement of Pod into logic, but not the dark maze, correct?
Yeah. It also puts the back of Eastern, but not the right side. Oh, come on. I guess you turn in Kiki first. What are you doing, Amarith? What do you
lost, maybe?
What do you have against that moblin? What did it do to your mother? Did it murder him? Did it? Oh, no, of course. It scammed your mother. Scammed your mother out of 110 rupees. Oh, wait, that's Kiki.
Yeah, that's the mobster monkey.
So we believe so hard in Pendant Pod we're not even getting the fire rod. As long as we get it after Pod, it's fine. It's not bow locked, so I guess we continue. I wonder if she would have done it without finding a key there.
Oh, she's gonna potion glitch.
Yeah, that's the thing to do. You have a potion. It's going to almost always be faster than Mimic Clip unless you're a god.
I don't think Ice has turned up anything so far.
Yeah, I haven't really been watching how many items Mike found here. It takes a long time to get to the items when you're doing the IPBJ route.
I lied. We found flippers.
Oh, flippers and ice. So the mitts were logical entry into ice then. You can make an argument for if you find the mitts, you should just follow them into ice if you're looking for flippers. But the flippers are not really what you want. You need them, but what do? They give you Hookless Swamp. That's it.
Wasn't last night's race that I did with Maniacal a hookless swamp that had hook in it?
Yeah, it was. Wait till you hear Hookless Swamp in HMG. That's a special one because you can't even Hera pot. Like, you actually have to do Top of Hera from Meyer and unlock the door and do everything. Oh. The original tendon, there's the hook shot and ice.
There's
for Mike.
No shot.
Well, so Mike just needs a bow and cane?
Yeah. We went from 5 items to 2 items real quick.
Maybe Bombos will turn up for Amarith. Or maybe she'll just dupe Saha's closet. Go straight to ice.
I'm like, dupe or do? I heard dupe for a second, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Wrong tournament.
That's not legal.
Double rods. Mike is in trouble. I think he might have magic potion, though. If he has the same one, he bought a blue. You're right. He's beam duping. See, look, we are duping. It's illegal.
Okay, well, this is a legal dupe. Oh no.
Yeah, it kind of screws up your timing if you're not practicing it for a speed run. I only know like 2 people who actually know how to do that optimally and not lose the cold stare script.
Is Chex one of them?
Yeah. And really anybody who runs low percent, I think it's like low percent 1-hit KO will do it.
Okay, so are we meaning to die here?
Yeah.
No.
Amarith is making sure she doesn't have a fairy before she death warps. That's what that was.
Okay. Are you... No, she doesn't want a death warp.
She does. She's hitting a rail. There's like a rail in the way.
I see. Okay. All right. We're going to get swamp here, it looks like.
Yeah, swamp is the natural play. Amarith is just still in Pendant Pod somehow. Hopefully, at least finds the cane or something, because that would be really good for her. Because Mike has a whole bunch of better things to do, and we'll probably put this off.
It looks like it's been pretty empty so far. Like, I'm not seeing anything new on her tracker.
No, and I think the back is just 2 keys and an item. So it's like really unlikely to turn up anything. Still a chance at an item though. I guess it was 2 items and 2 keys. Where are you going, Amarith?
She gonna check Harmless Hellway?
It's a key. Don't save and quit! Oh, goodness.
Phew!
You're so close to the fire rod. I wonder if Adalor was yelling at her. We're still in pod. Oh no. You died. You got a mirror twice. She's going to Eastern before Saw's closet. Oh, that's so sad. I could say it's fine because like the bow isn't in Saw's closet. It's somewhere else. It could even be here.
Okay, dashing the cannonballs seems like such a scam.
It's a trap. What happens is you get the RNG where you could dash and you're like, gosh darn it, I could have dashed. And then the next time you try it, you just get wrecked. Mike is going straight to left side. Really going all in on this Ice Palace loot.
I mean, if you're this far in and you still have 2 major items that you need, I don't know. And you might be feeling behind because you're this far in and you still don't have those 2 major items. So, I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I wouldn't know if I was behind or not in his situation because Saha's closet is a tier 1 check and led to a bunch of stuff in ice, but the stuff it led to is like Swamp Palace items, so you don't necessarily know that your opponent's going to go straight to Swamp.
I haven't been counting items on Amarith's side, but there was the big key, so...
I saw a heart piece. So given that she's going this way, she found 2 found at least 1 map or compass.
Well, it's her last check in this dungeon. She can't go back, so...
That's true, and there is a bow on left side.
Oh. How is Mike getting this lucky with these decisions?
Yeah, it's weird that Amarith hasn't just like found anything. Because she's gone places that he hasn't gone and not found anything, and not even bombos, not even the cane or another bow. Just getting absolutely scammed by everything she does. But Mike's routing has also been very good. Like, you can't discredit the decisions they're making that are paying off. Because they are paying off for a reason. It's not just luck. There's a little bit of... going to left side swamp makes sense if you intend to do it anyway. You do it first. It's faster. Nice sword. Nice lamp!
Oh,
Lamp in back of swamp. It's such a cursed location.
Okay, we're finally getting Saha's closet.
There we go. Back on track. She has to go to ice, right? She'll go back to Skull first if there's an item there, but Could be Ped still. It can't be Ped. Ped's dead. The last item is the cane. So yeah, no Ped. Could be Ped for Amarith if it's a bow. Alright, Amarith having a little bit of new item paralysis. Where you suddenly have to think about every possible thing you can do with a new item, and it takes you a few seconds to make a decision. The potion buying, very similar behavior to Mike. Makes me think she's going to ice as well.
Okay, so where could Kane be? It's not here in Swamp. It wasn't in the... anywhere in Pod that we could check.
Kane could be in TR.
Oh, it could be like Chomps or Lava Chest, couldn't it?
Can be, and I think it can also be top of GT. I think enough keys showed up. Now that we have Hookshot, that's in Logic. The big key did show up as well. Mike is going back in, so actually got a little bit shafted by Left Side Swamp first, despite finding a bow. Got the big key in the back, so he has to come back in. So there's going to be a lot of Amarith retracing Mike's steps, giving Mike a pretty significant advantage. But at the same time, I think we can expect Mike to at least full clear Eastern. We might expect him to go to Pod as well, because he's going to run out of good locations. After, I would say after GT, he might be tempted into Pod. But this looks like the GT play.
Honestly, climbing GT is not a bad choice, I think. Just because, I mean, you have to do it sometime, and if you can do it now.
The good thing about climbing GT is he knows that he can't possibly leave anything behind. Because all he has to do is go there and climb. Everything he leaves behind is cane locked.
Okay, not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous there for Mike.
What happened? Did he drink the potion?
He did. He drank it just after he got off the spikes.
Do you want to recap the seed? Kind of a lot went on. We had a really empty early game where you just go to the castle and get the moon pearl. But it turns out the fire rat was sitting in Saw's closet the whole time and nobody went there until later. And that seems to have weighted the seed pretty heavily in Mike's favor because he found the fire rod, went to ice and found the hookshot and flippers, went to swamp and found a bow in left side. Whereas Amarith went to pendant pod and didn't find anything. Full cleared Eastern, didn't find anything. And still has to go back and fight the boss.
I mean, they've both full cleared a lot of locations. Like, there's very few orphaned overworld checks right now.
Yeah, Mike hasn't done the smith. He could still lose time if he does the stuff that Amarith already did, like pod, but also like smith. Like, that is definitely starting to look a little bit clearer for him. A little more appealing.
Yeah.
Amarith doing the pretty predictable thing of... I actually thought she was going to do ice because of the potions, but this makes more sense. You do skull first and then you do ice. She can still check ped if she wants to because of the bow, but we know that if she does left side swamp, she'll be fine, and if she doesn't, like, she's still going to have to look for a cane. And if the cane is up here in GT, she's probably not going to find it if she doesn't have a bow. This is not a play you make. You don't go to GT without the bow and cane, and just YOLO climb it with mimic clipping when those are the only two things you're looking for.
Man, Mike's pulling potions out all over the place. I didn't realize he had so many.
Turns out when you're not using them for glitches, you can heal and restore your magic. Also, it turns out these guys are on the fairy pack, so he didn't really need the potion.
Also, today I learned that Ether takes care of these guys.
Yes.
Did not know that.
You have to time it so that they're fully on screen. When I do Ether in that room, I'll walk up, and when I'm between the top two, I'll cast Ether. I mean, I think I'm a little more likely to just do the bow now, but like if... Mike? Or Amarith, you need magic? You have blue potion? Yeah, use that and then drink it. Oh, you have it. Oh, got Wallmaster. Wallmaster wall blocked. Which is not the same as getting wall mastered. Careful. Oh no.
Yeah, just wait for that first torch again.
That's not going to reset the room. It's the same super tile. Meanwhile, nothing's turned up for Mike. He has one last chance to find something good here before getting tempted into pod/Eastern. Gosh, when you do this, do you go to pod? You would go to pod, right? And then mirror to do Eastern? And then go back in to pod if you don't find it in Eastern? I think that's the correct thing to do in this situation. I would consider that a good route. Because you're not committing to pod until you've run out of good stuff.
Yeah, just run over to pod from the pyramid. And then, yeah, go and look like you're going to go in it, but mirror, do Eastern. And then if the back of Eastern doesn't have what you're looking for, go into pod. I think that's a good call there.
Oh, we're doing it. Is there a bow and ped? There is not. Gosh, if there's a bow and ped, what do? You look for the cane and then you just...
Hope you look into the other bow.
Yeah, well the problem is like you've already done most of pod. So you just go in and do the dungeon. Back of Thieves Town I don't think was checked for either runner. So that could also be the cane.
I forgot Mike cleared the front, but he didn't go in the back.
Now what would be really interesting is if Amarith just doesn't want to do ice. And she finds the cane before doing ice. She could go mode swamp. If the bow turns up, but actually more likely she's going to have to full clear swamp anyway. She'd have to find both the bow and the cane. And she won't find it here. Why is she going to GT without the bow and cane? Because she hasn't been here yet. So she's doing a sequence break. She's looking for a lot of things still, so that makes a little bit more sense. It makes about as much sense as when Mike did it earlier. Oh, of course, you need the bow for pod. Silly. I forgot you needed the bow for pod. Yeah, Ped's dead. Ped's very dead. Like, super duper dead. Amarith checked it because she's still missing flippers and hookshot. Which I actually forgot, because when I saw her get the fire on, I'm like, oh, now she can go to ice and get flippers and hookshot. But she hasn't actually done that yet.
Mike almost NMG'd Eastern. So, is she just pushing the wrong directions?
She apparently drunk is observing that she's pushing up right instead of down right.
Oh, okay.
I think usually when people mess this up, they're trying to make it like a teleport going into the slope because it is a little unintuitive. But she's just like walking up, so I think she's just going up.
Yeah, it's very counterintuitive.
Mike will show us if there's I don't actually know if there's an item on the boss here, but if there's a bow, then that makes swamp hard required. If there's a cane, then that doesn't really help Amarith much either. It's really hard to find a way for like Amarith to get back from this.
All right, new checks coming up. Where is Arcane? I'm really hoping it's here.
Here being
Armos, unless it can't be.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. I mean, we want it to be here because we want like it to not be terrible,
But having it in TR would be kind of fun too.
Yeah.
Because I'm not running the seed, so
exactly.
It can be in a
You've
spot.
had to go through it. They should have to go through it too. There's Amarith finding Quake. Gosh, it could just be in Mire. Like, that's possible.
Ugh, that's a horrible one.
That's pretty bad. I actually think, like, I don't know what's worth more, Mire or TR. I feel like half the time you go into TR without a cane, you just find, like, a map and a small key. You don't even have the satisfaction of an item. There's a bow behind Armis. So, yeah, hard required. Left side swamp. Gross.
Horrible.
Hopefully Amarith just does left side swamp, but she's really putting off that Ice Palace play, so it's going to be a long time before she can get there. Mike has a ton of time to do checks, even if he retraces Amarith's steps, which he definitely will here. He'll go to Pod if we'll clear it. Helmosaur, maybe? If I wasn't counting items, but if Helmosaur has an item, it could be Cane. Otherwise, it's going to be empty for him.
So after Helmosaur, if Helmosaur doesn't have the cane, would you do Mire or would you dip TR?
I think I would do Thieves Town and Smith Chain.
Oh, I forget about those. Yes. Oh my gosh, there's still quite a bit to check.
Yeah, and then Thieves Town is new, but Smith Chain was already done by Amarith, so it's a little bit of a... It's not an out, but it is a little bit of time back for her if he does go that direction. But this seed was incredibly bottlenecked by that fire rod. Because just the fact that Bombos didn't even show up means he had to do that. Probably had to do that. Or go and do some terrible pendant dungeon. And you had to go to left side swamp after ice.
Yeah, and caneless ice, depending on where cane is, might have been hard required.
That's true.
You know what?
That's
Unless
a good point.
cane is in like Thieves Town.
I think it's really unlikely though because of the fact that Bo doesn't lock anything we haven't already seen, except for maybe Helmosaur. And that's the only thing locked behind Swamp, which is what Ice had. I guess the hookshot could lead to something because we haven't seen Hookshot Cave. We saw an attempt at it, but we didn't see the whole thing.
Yeah, we've only seen what was in the bonkable chest.
So yeah, I guess I suppose that it could be behind Hookshot, if not behind Swamp. Mike has a little easier time in here too, having the lamp.
And that was in Swamp, wasn't it? That was in Bacca Swamp.
Yeah, it was pretty deep. That's a very, very logically deep lamp. It would almost make me not inclined to follow it. Not that there's anything left to follow. This is the last... Helmasaur is the last dark room that's not cane locked.
Where are you going?
We're gonna hover Moldorm. And Mimiclip, apparently. Oh, okay. Amarith, don't do this. I know you feel behind, but... Hover and Mimiclip? Oh, goodness. I mean, maybe we're about to see the most life-changing Mimiclip of our lives. Oh, that was pretty fast. Let's get the other one out. The Mimics in the second room are a little harder. You have to do a lot more one-frame inputs. A lot of people will do this with select buffers. Amarith is doing it with like a D-pad flick, which is... tells me that she can probably do the next one pretty quickly as well. The cool thing about clipping the Mimics out is because they're still there, they're not dead, the Beamos are still sprite overloaded and won't fire at you. Yeah, we got some true unbuffered Mimic clips going on here. It's a shame we can't see what's going on because the Mimic's behind the Y item.
I don't know. Ice Palace seems like a better choice than this, though.
But you know, when you find the fire rod at the hour mark in the Sphere 1 location, you might not be thinking I should follow that. You might be thinking my opponent followed that, and I'm dead if there's anything behind it.
All right. Well, here's Helma. Let's see what's here.
Yeah, presumably there is an item, because Mike wouldn't be here if there wasn't. There'd be no reason to fight this boss. Alright, Mimics are out for Amarith.
And with Gold Sword and Silvers, I don't know that the hammer spin speed is really worth it for Phase 1.
I agree. I think it's just slowing you down. You just ram your face into his helmet and press Y, and he'll die. It'll be okay. Half magic. I guess that had to show up somewhere. Saving and quitting. The pendant is useless. Amarith did not have the most successful hovers in Hookshot Cave, so I'm a little bit worried. Maybe she knows Moldorm Bounce?
Yeah, we might get to see a bounce.
That'd be cool. Most people who know how to hover don't bother with Moldorm Bounce, though. Oh, we really not seen King's Tomb for Mike? Yeah, this is all that Sphere 1 nonsense that he
tried to do this, but
that's right.
He messed up his input.
He got that little upward diagonal and clipped out a little too high. That must have been haunting him. Sometimes you get to a point where you just want to clean up the Sphere 1s.
Have we seen Shovel?
I think no. Where was that? Was that here in GT?
I don't remember. It was an earlier item, I thought.
I feel like Shovel was in GT.
It might have been. It might have been in the...
Oh, Mike, that's not a bump.
No, not that
Thank
one.
you. Okay. Beer is on duty here. This is what mentors are for. I actually forgot that Mike had a mentor for a bit until that happened. And then you see the invisible hand of the mentor pulling him to safety at the last minute.
Yeah, that's one of those, it's not the third bump.
Yeah. Those
everything is third bump, but that one is not.
Those really big slopes are often like the 5th or 6th bump. Oh my gosh, that's just tragic. Amarith tried to get that. I don't think it would have helped, except maybe making Ice Palace a little more appealing. And you still have to do left side swamp no matter what.
And Go Mode TR is not as nice as Go Mode other dungeons.
No.
Because we'll have to find this big key.
Going in here through the middle makes a lot of sense. You're already in the area. It's probably saving time. As long as you can eventually get back to the mirror wrap spot.
Why is she sitting there? Go through the door!
Does she think that Jingle Glitch is... No. Because then the door would just shut on your face.
Yeah, you always go through the door and then wait for the jingle. Like, I don't know, unless she was thinking, can I finish this? I don't know.
Oh, you can at least get these items. I almost... Because she's like... There are moments where she might be like tracking or letting go of her controller. I've noticed a few times. It looks like tracking, like when you just walking into a wall because your hand is occupied. So that might have been what it was. Maybe she's distracted by something in real life.
Maybe.
Maybe her dog is like biting her leg or something. Maybe she's like grabbing her hover controller and preparing to plug it in. That could be a thing too. Oh yeah, you wouldn't Moldorm bounce if you wanted the item here.
Oh yeah.
The only Moldorm bounce in Go Mode or Hookshot Go Mode. Alright. Let's go. Oh, this is looking better. Oh, she got a few in. But Mike is pretty steadily making it to the end, so it's pretty hopeless at this point. There's not really any way to sugarcoat it. She kind of just barked up all the wrong trees. What happened to Mike? Oh, he stole the key.
Yeah, he stole the key.
If you're gonna steal the key, you should just mirror wrap. Maybe he doesn't know it. Alright, Mike is on his way to GT, or to Ganon. So this will be over soon. Hopefully Amarith can at least get the hover by then. It's nothing more frustrating than getting stuck in one trick over and over again. At this point you feel committed and you feel obligated to finish. You don't, by the way. You don't need to finish the hover. Like, you could just come back later with hookshot. You're not obligated to continue, even if you're in a race and you feel like you have to win. Whatever is going to make the game fun for you, that's what you should do. So if you think that leaving and doing the actual game is going to be more fun, then go for it. If you think that getting this hover is going to be more fun, then go for it.
Exactly. Like, this is what we're actually here for, is to have fun learning these glitches, and doing something like failing a hover over and over again isn't, I don't know, I wouldn't consider it fun. So, but, you know, everybody's a little bit different.
Yeah, this is a glitch tournament after all. Hovering is a glitch. It's not in logic, but it is a glitch. So if that's what you're after, then go for it. Oh, look at, she took my advice. Let's go. You climb. I like Pix's comment.
I think it's good too.
You should be allowed to, like, I don't know, Samaria corruption or Stairmaster up to Aga. The Stairmaster doesn't help, but
learn Lava Dive.
Lava Dive is so easy.
I still want to learn that one.
Oh, we can learn it next. After Glitch Mentor, because that's not legal in any of the modes. GG to Mike.
Yes, GG to Mike. That was a seed.
Yeah, he played that really well, though. I thought everything he did. I mean, there's a lot that felt like luck, but everything he did made sense. It was a lot of, this happened, I'm going to quickly adjust and make the most of what just happened, and it paid off.
Yeah, and they did their glitches really, really well. Like you said, it almost felt like they were an old hand at this for most of the race.
It's amazing how quickly people learn. I always tell people you can learn overworld glitches in 2 weeks, and people don't believe me. But this is proof, right? They had the couple weeks to prepare, but most of it is just playing seeds. In the tournament setting, encourages you to do that. Play seeds every day or every other day to practice. And by the end of week 2, we had a race the other day where the second place was a mentee. Doesn't take very long to get to that point.
Oh yeah, that was the weekly.
Yes.
That looked like a fun seed.
You say that because you would have gotten the mirror.
I like checks that make no sense.
Like doing Sphere 1.
Yeah, doing your Sphere 1 checks.
Do your Sphere 1, kids. That's the moral of the story.
Strong and growing. Sorry, that was kind of weird.
We never did find bombos.
No, I bet that was in Meyer. Those are not the right pixels for that bomb jump.
Oh, not close enough to the pit. There we go. The cool thing about Rando is you can kind of just try over and over again. You probably have 10 bombs and 18 hearts by the time you're here. So it does look like Amarith will be continuing this, so we'll finish this out with her as long as she wants to. Unless you have other obligations.
Not right now, I have a little bit longer.
Sounds
good. It shouldn't take her too long.
Oh? No. I keep seeing these pauses, and they're like, oh, is this the forfeit? Is this the... I wonder what will happen when she finds the swamp items. Will she just go all in and find her bow and be in go mode? I hope so. You kind of have to at that point, right? You've done so much else.
Wasn't there 2 items in here?
Hookshot and flippers. I think hookshot and iced tea, which is after this check if you do...
That's right.
Well, I guess it's after the big chest. Because you have to do the big chest this way when you don't have hookshot. Alright. Stairmaster with not quite enough magic. Does she have anything in her bottles?
She has beams.
She has beams.
So she might try the duping thing.
Yeah, we saw Mike using it. It's really good rando tech. That looks like good rhythm. Yeah. She got most of them. If not all. Almost got a controlled 6 slosh out of that too, which is really hard. I will reiterate that anytime you change how you do phase 1 of Cold Stare, phase 2 is impossible to do the same way you always do.
That was a really nice fight.
Alright. Hopefully we're back on track. Because if she just follows her crystals, she'll be okay. She does have to full clear swamp. Oh, she has to go to Hookshot Cave. That's right.
She has to finish Hera too.
I saw her pause her timer. So
yeah.
she found the thing that was bottlenecking her and decided that's enough. Fair enough. You stare into a sea and you're still 2 items from go mode and your opponent is finished. It feels like an abyss. I can totally understand not wanting to jump into that abyss. So yeah, that will be that for this podcast. I can do about 2 of these per day at most, so that will be the last one for tonight. We did have a surprise race happen while I was setting this one up. I was not able to catch it in time, but that was, I believe, between PH and Gilgamesh. Maybe I can pick it up on the weekend. So stay tuned for more races. There tend to be a lot on the weekend and a lot on Friday. More likely to have live restreams as well. If anybody wants to help with restreaming, go into Go One Podcast and sign up for a volunteer role. Otherwise, that will be it for tonight.
Can I do a quick plug?
Yeah.
My race is tomorrow.
Your
My race
your
is
race.
tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. Eastern.
Correct. Maybe I can get a live one up.
That'd be fun. Simple Clips is going to be who I'll be racing, so hopefully it will be a good one.
Awesome. Well, good luck and good night.
Thanks, Melmo. Bye.